Hello, welcome to another fight review. This is Manny Pacquiao vs Chris Algieri. So Manny Pacquiao just fought Chris Algieri this morning for the WBO welterweight title, and this fight was actually really entertaining, and I was really surprised with Manny Pacquiao's performance, but got quite disappointed at the same time by Chris Algieri's performance. As you all know who Manny Pacquiao is, and Chris Algieri, relatively unknown. I didn't know anything about him until I saw him this April just gone against Ruslan Rakhmonov for the WBO welterweight title. It's up for debate if he really deserved the shot. I mean, he could have had a rubber match against Tim Bradley, maybe Marcus 5. There's maybe a few other different opponents, Keith Thurman possibly, if that could be made. But he decided to give Chris Algieri a shot. And Chris Algieri was a tough opponent on paper, 5'10", better reach for Pacquiao as well. He's got good jab, he's got good boxing skills, he's got good footwork. So he was a tricky opponent. And Pacquiao, yeah, he hasn't had a knockout in 5 years and was showing signs of decline, but still fighting at a great level. Yeah, his power might not be there, but still got the great footwork, speed, and the volume of punches. You can still beat an opponent quite comfortably without the power. So going to the fight, as I mentioned in my prediction a few months back, I don't think Chris Algieri would have a chance in this fight, and I was right. In the actual fight, Manny Pacquiao controlled it from start to finish, and maybe he could give one of the early rounds to Chris Algieri because his footwork and jab and the odd right hand did land, and he did perform well overall in the fight. But what I'm disappointed about is that Chris Algieri, in my mind, didn't actually have any sort of offensive game plan to really upset Pacquiao. His footwork was great, he was always on the move, but he never really set himself to land any meaningful, hurtful punches against Pacquiao. I know he's only got 8 knockouts in 20 fights, but if you're going against Manny Pacquiao, you have to have a good solid game plan to really beat him. And I didn't think he had that. I mean, his jab was good, his footwork was good, like I said, his movement was great, his right hand did land on quite a lot of occasions, but like I said, he didn't do anything really to win the fight. Pacquiao, on the other hand, was great. He was just waiting for the right moments, landing combinations. I mean, yeah, sometimes his accuracy was a bit off, but then again, Chris Algieri, to his credit, did move around quite a lot, so you can't really moan Pacquiao on his front. He's trying to hit the target, but if you're setting yourself and then the opponent's moving constantly 24/7, it's going to be hard to really pinpoint and land clean. But eventually, Pacquiao came into his own, showing the old Manny Pacquiao, knocking Algieri down 6 times. The first knockdown, in my opinion, wasn't a knockdown. The referee, I don't know how he gave it, because you can clearly see in the corner Algieri slipped, Pacquiao was nowhere near him, and there's a big damp, or like a dark spot in that corner where that's Pacquiao's corner. You can literally tell where water's been there. Don't know how he got that Roy as a knockdown, but anyway, he carried on in the fight, went down another 5 times. I think it's 7 times, I think, what I heard, but then it's 6. But unfortunately, my internet cut out in the 9th round onwards, and I did look at Twitter to keep me updated. So I will have a rerun of this fight later on today and watch the remaining of the rounds. But what I do know is Manny Pacquiao knocked him down in the 10th round again. Algieri had a good solid 11th, and Pacquiao closed the show comfortably in the 12th. Taking points from this fight, probably Manny Pacquiao knocked him down a couple of times, but in my mind, they weren't really full-blooded knockdowns. In the 9th round, he had a really clean knockdown which hurt Algieri, and somehow Algieri survived the 9th round, from what I was heard, and also 8th round as well. He somehow survived it. But I mean, how Manny Pacquiao did good knockdowns, which is credit where credit is due, got knockdowns, but he didn't have that killer punch where it really finished off Algieri. Rewind 5 years ago to Manny Pacquiao of old, he would, if all his knockdowns actually counted in this fight, Algieri, in my mind, wouldn't have seen the final bell. Chris Algieri can go back to the 140-pound division, or he can campaign at the welterweight division. He's got the skills. He's like a Paulie Malignaggi, but probably better skilled and taller with longer reach. Good technician boxer, got good skills, but hasn't really got the power to really frustrate any of the big opponents. And he'll probably be seen as like a fringe contender, much like Paulie Malignaggi. And Manny Pacquiao, if you watch the post-pre-fight conference, he wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather, kept stating it, but then again, just when you think
something might actually happen. Pacquiao's saying his name, saying he wants to fight. He always goes back to the same sentence. His promoter Bob Arum sort it out. And we all know that Bob Arum's got a problem with Floyd Mayweather, vice versa, and it's not going to happen. So I don't know why it was bringing it up, because I think they're just saying it so the fans get excited, and I'm not really going to fall for it. If it does happen, it'll be a great fight. Like I said before many times, it'll be a great fight. I'll definitely watch it. If it doesn't happen, I'm not really going to be surprised, because it's not going to happen in my view. But to summarise, Pacquiao did a great performance, a really good performance, solid performance. And if he does fight Mayweather, well, obviously they have to take note of how good explosive Manny Pacquiao was. He had the power, maybe he's showing signs of returning, but not fully returning. And Algieri, I'll be disappointed for the big stage. He did say he didn't really freeze or he can handle the occasion. In my opinion, he didn't, and the corner was delusional. When he was getting destroyed, getting knocked down multiple times, he was like, oh, you're doing great. Keep to the game plan. I don't know what they were talking about, because if you're losing that badly, if in my mind, I'll go out there and try and get a knockout. But you set up a game plan and it tries to execute it from the start to the end. So this has been my Manny Pacquiao vs Chris Algieri fight review. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.